Why do you appear with a face like a wet weekend? What's going on?
I think that I got up on the wrong side of the bed. My IELTS band score had just come back. It's definitely fell short of my expectation.
Really? But it is obvious for everyone that you have fully prepared for this exam. I can't believe it.
Oh no, it doesn't mean that I hate the books and I got high score. It seems to me that I adopted an inaccurate method of learning.
So in which part did you lose your points?
Almost in reading task.
Like what exactly? Go into detail.
I had a big problem with gap filling technique.
Which method do you usually apply for this type of test?
To do it, I read the text carefully in order to grasp the content effortlessly. Then, I locate information questions in each paragraph to restore the missing words or phrases.
Oh, I do likewise. I'm backing up the wrong tree. If I see the IELTS exam, I will have the same trouble.
It's the nick of time for you so as to go back to the drawing board. But now I need to ask our teachers for help. Excuse me, can you give me a few minutes, please?
Sure, what happened?
I have got low IELTS score and now I feel like a lost boy in the high risk. I have no clue about one part of IELTS. Can you help me to tackle it?
Of course. Which one do you want us to lend a helping hands?
It's gap filling reading task.
Oh, gut feeling is not a challenging part. However, if your method for it is inaccurate, it turns out to be a nightmare for you. Let us help you to get a hand of it.
Okay, let's get started.
Have you got any knowledge of this kind of exercise?
Just a little. This is a prime exercise that students usually face up to in the IELTS exams.
Anything else?
This exercise will leave a gap to be filled by a word or group of words that fall into a particular category.
That's right. So, how much time does it take you to do this task?
About 13 to 20 minutes. That's the amount of time I spent.
Oh no, it's too much. You should spend only 8 to 10 minutes for it so that you don't exceed the time to do other exercises.
Now, let's begin with the first step. You have to comply with the core requirement of the task to check out the goal limit.
Oh my god, I often display a total ignorance of it.
This step plays a pivotal part in deciding whether your answer is right or not. To be specific, if it exceeds the goal limit, although its meaning and ideas are highly appreciated, your answer is not recognized. Moreover, this would come directly from the text. Remember to fill in the blank with the correct form of the words.
Let me guess. Should we need to skim all the sentences?
Excellent! We only need to skim to grasp the overall meaning of the text. Ideas of sentences will probably stem from a particular part or the whole text.
Teacher, I'm still wondering about one aspect.
What's that? Feel free to ask. I'm willing to provide you with deep insight into this thought.
In some circumstances, the ideas extend from 2 to 4 sentences. However, under the word limit pressure, what should I do?
Try to choose the most appropriate phrase or adequate substitute for the ideas by noun, verb, or adjective phrase.
But I'm still a bit confused. Actually, for a long time, I mostly concentrate on analyzing. Unfortunately, I'm still in trouble dealing with this kind of exercise. As I see, these statements normally appear to be the summaries for a paragraph or a specific idea of the article. Despite accounts for the changes in words, I have the purchase idea of locating them.
You've got the wrong end of the stick. It is considerably hard to locate the statement on the text, so be calm. To deal with this exercise, we should follow the upcoming step.
Bear in mind, it's essential for you to figure out the kind of information and the grammar in each gap.
Can you please explain concretely by what way can we handle this step?
When analyzing the grammar of the gaps, if you are not sure what type of words a gap is, ask a WHA question for the missing information. The type of word that gives the shortest answer to that WH question is also the type of word you need for the gap.
Well, I'll make it easier for you by giving an illustration. The text said, primitive societies saw fire as a ... from heaven. Then you can make a double-edged question. For example, what did primitive societies see fire as? You can think of some reasonable answers like a disaster, monster, an animal, so on. After that, you can easily see the gap must be a noun. Does it make sense?
Wow, it seems like I almost got it. By the way, do we have any kind of questions to figure out the word form? I mean, when we guess a noun is needed, then we can ask ourselves some other questions like, does it countable or uncountable? Does it plural or singular? Does it need a number or adjective before it?
That's exactly what I mean to say. If your conjecture is that a verb can be filled in the gap, then you can ask whether it's in the past or present tense, in simple or continuous form, active or passive, and should an adverb be added before it?
The same with adverb and adjective, isn't it? We can ask whether it carries a positive or negative meaning.
Undoubtedly. Here I have a sentence to quickly check your understanding. An example of British linguistic insularity is the use of English for materials such as. Then you can ask some questions like, what is an example? It should be a noun, right? And also in singular form as we have an example.
All of you should keep in mind this step is one of the most important parts, so underlining or circling the keywords in each sentence is the most prioritized task in this kind of exercise.
Wait, teacher, what is meant by keywords? I haven't the foggiest idea. Are they the same as keywords?
No, there's a word of difference between these two terms. They are not fully understood in the vast majorities of students, leading to their mistake when doing gap filling tasks.
Actually, keyword is a significant and descriptive word that enables you to understand the context and the meaning of sentence as well. On the other hand, keyword is used as a signal or instruction for you to figure out where the gap was located in the written text.
So, how do I know which words in that statement are the keywords?
As usual, they are the words surrounding the gap, which helps you to gain a lot of benefit when scanning the text.
Oh, I've gained better insight into this step. The last thing to do is reading the sentences near those keywords and finding the answers to the questions, right?
Exactly. And remember to read carefully both the sentences before and after the noted words in order that you can easily work out the correct answers.
I'm still a bit confused about the circled words. They are nouns, adjectives, and verbs, aren't they? Or anything else?
I think you mentioned gap for the most part. There's the basic information. To be successful in the gap filling task, it's essential that you pay attention to special clues.
That's strictly true. You can obtain further specific information from these words, which is more time-saving.
What exactly are spatial clues? Can you shed more light on this term?
Yeah, there are events, names, quantities like a percentage or number of things or population, and also it can be time points like days or year.
Scan the bar sheet and mark the names or numbers whenever you find them to avoid missing the crucial words.
What about the events and time points? What should I do to locate the relevant information as I get lost in the irrelevant word more often than not?
Well, the events tend to be all discussed in the same reading passage, so it's imperative for you to skim the passage and locate which paragraph has information about which event. Then just focus on that part and find the answer to your questions.
In addition, you better take notice of different periods of time in which each of the events about happened. Look at the section where they are discussed and look for a number to indicate the time point near aforementioned events.
That's all for this kind of exercise, right? I now realize that it's not so difficult as I thought. I just need to find the exact words in the text by following spatial clues.
Actually, the gap-filling task still challenges you by giving the synonyms of the missing words or using paraphrasing skill.
What does paraphrasing mean?
It is rewriting the sentences by using a variety of different words, replacing the old ones, but guarantees the original meaning. It might make students confused as a result of the use of academic and uncommon words. For example, the original statement is, symptoms of the flu include fever and nasal congestion, but it can be paraphrased into, stuffiness and elevated temperature are the signs of the flu.
Oh my god, it is so intricate that I will have to try to the best of my opportunity. Is it the last step, teacher?
Keep calm, you already missed the straightforward step, but play the crucial part in your success. It is spelling checking before handing your exercise. All of your efforts turn meaningless if you miss this step. Remember, a miss is as good as a mile.
Oh, I was so careless. Thank you so much for helping.